So Jamie, let's start off with the fact that people are loving this movie. It's so different. It seems like you guys really amped it up in this movie.
I think we did amp it up in this movie. I think we had to. I think it's a big part of making a sequel is that you have to develop everything, and there needs to be progression in sort of every aspect of the picture, whether it be the actual story or the sex or the characters or the relationship. Everything has to sort of be ramped up. So I definitely feel that we did that with Darker, and I think the fans will be excited by that. It's definitely I think it's got more for the fans than the first film had, which I think is cool.
I'm sure that when you did the first movie, you didn't expect it to be such a phenomenon. But now that the dust has settled and you're back in it, are you excited to take part and re-explore the character and be with everyone again?
It's very exciting going back to something. It's something that I've experienced before. Dakota had never experienced before because she's never done television. But having done a lot of television and hadn't done multiple series of television, and you get to go back and jump back into the character and see the same crew, and for the most part it's a really exciting thing, and it's like family, and it's like coming home, and so there's an element of that this time round. And the fact that we shot Darker and Freed together, by the end it was quite a long time, so nearly 6 months with this group of people, and it is like a family. It's great. It's great fun.
And one of the things that I think a lot of women are really drawn to is the fact that the entire movie is so decadent, right? You have like this crazy masquerade ball. You have Anastasia walking into everyone's dream of a closet.
Yeah.
I mean, being the man that delivered that, do you have a favorite element?
Do I have a favorite element of the film? I mean, we changed quite a lot of stuff from the first movie in terms of how it looked, and made it slightly warmer, I think, for even Christian's apartment. With just light little touches that Nelson, our set designer, came up with, production designer, that just make it more human, I think, which is a cool thing. I really liked Christian's apartment this time round. We don't get to see a huge amount of it in Darker, but in Freed we do. But it felt somewhere like I'd want to spend time in rather than the first movie, just by adding a few little pieces here and there.
And the first movie was really concentrated on your relationship with Anastasia, but this movie, it seems as if it's like a real relationship. You guys are really growing in it, right? Can you talk a little bit about how it explores the relationships, as well as, some of the villains and some of the thriller aspects?
Yeah, I mean, there's so much more going on in this film, and it is much more than just, Anna and Christian's relationship. That's obviously a big part of it, and seeing that relationship develop, and see Christian making sacrifices and compromises and changing for love, which is a very important thing, and a very relatable thing, I think. So we see that, but then there's also other elements that come into Darker. Jack Hyde's introduced, and he provides this whole new energy, and he shakes things up, and he has a massive effect on the relationship, and going forward and going to Freed, we'll see how that develops. It ends on him, so it gives you an idea of what's planned for the third movie, sorry. But again, I think that's all an advancement, and that is all part of the fact that it's a sequel and it's Darker, and we're trying to ramp things up. So there's definitely more at play in Darker.
So did you like that video? Do you think you know everything there is to know about movies? Well, today I have for you some interesting movie facts. 1941's You're in the Army Now features the longest Hollywood kiss on camera, clocking in at 3 minutes and 3 seconds. Chocolate syrup was used as the blood in the movie Psycho. Hitchcock himself thought the texture really helped to make it more realistic. Now, the longest film made is The Burning of the Red Lotus Temple. The film is over 27 hours long. Film executives were a bit nervous about casting Leonardo DiCaprio as the kid in The Quick and the Dead. As a result, and to show her confidence in the actor, co-star Sharon Stone paid his salary out of her own pocket. In The Lion King, one of the bugs that Timon pulls out of a log is wearing Mickey ears. Now, this is not the only case of Disney films pulling out other characters. The genie in Aladdin pulls Sebastian from The Little Mermaid out of his bag of tricks when looking through his spell book. In the Pirates of the Caribbean series, Johnny Depp wears contact lenses that function as sunglasses so that the character would not be constantly squinting. Not a bad idea. So, did you know these facts? Which ones? Do you know any interesting movie facts? Let me know in the comments below. I'm Lisa, and I'll see you next time.